What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Quiet Speculation YouTube channel. I am LessAlex, and today we are going to be playing Azorius Lotus Control. Now, this is a deck that Patrick Wu brought to a second place finish at the face-to-face games Toronto regional qualifier. I recently had him on my podcast, talked about the deck. If that's something you're into, go check it out, the Control Freak podcast. But today I'm going to be playing this awesome deck, and hopefully we get a ton of wins. If you enjoy the content here, make sure to like the video, comment, of course, and subscribe to Quiet Speculation for more awesome videos like this. And make sure to go check out the companion article over on quietspeculation.com. Of course, Quiet Speculation is the #1 source for MTG finance and strategy on the internet. Let's go over a quick deck tech and then jump into some games. All right, so what is Lotus Control? Well, we are playing Lotus Field, and we are playing Thespian stage, so that should give you a little bit of a light bulb moment. We are trying to play Lotus Field and copy it with Thespian stage, but unlike the traditional combo deck, we aren't comboing off and casting emergent ultimatums or anything like that. No, instead, we are going to try and play a Strict Proctor on turn 3. That way we can play our Strict Proctor, play our land, and then, well, Strict Proctor says whenever a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability to trigger, counter that ability unless its controller pays 2. So that means the sacrifice land ability that triggers when Lotus Field enters the battlefield, we don't want to pay it, so we just don't pay the 2 mana, and we have a free Lotus Field, not having to sacrifice 2 lands. Now, obviously, we only have 4 of these cards. However, we have another card in Discontinuity. This is a mythic rare from M21. It costs 6 mana, but as long as it's your turn, this spell costs 4 less, so it ends up costing blue 1 to cast, and you can end the turn. So if you don't have a Strict Proctor in play, you can hold priority, play your Lotus Field, and then cast Discontinuity, ending the turn, exiling all of the abilities and triggers on the stack. Therefore, you don't have to sacrifice. It's actually pretty ingenious. I love Discontinuity in this deck, and honestly, this is like the best time walk ever, especially when you have Lotus Field in play. You're cooking with Teferi. Of course, the dream scenario is to have 2 Lotus Fields in play, play your Teferi, untap 2 Lotus Fields, and then either during your opponent's upkeep or as they play a relevant spell, you can Discontinuity to end the turn, effectively countering not only the spell that they're casting, but countering and time walking their entire turn. So it's really good. We also have Jwari Disruption as our early game disruption. Jwari Disruption's here also because lands are super important. You have to have, you want to have at least 2 non-Lotus Field cards in your hand at the beginning of the game. Obviously, if you have like a double Lotus Field, that's just a trash hand and you have to mulligan it. So Jwari Disruption, the fact that it is Jwari Runes on the other side is huge, and it does provide some early game interaction. There is not many pieces of early game interaction in this deck. In fact, it is very far and few between. We have Behold the Multiverse. We have Memory Deluge, which is of utmost importance in this deck. We have to be able to find our Lotus Fields, our Thespian stages. And we're playing 4 Doomskar. 4 Doomskar, the fact that it can be, you know, hidden or foretold on turn 2, and then you can cast it potentially on turn 3 is excellent. Teferi as a 4 of in this deck because, again, that's part of the engine. You want to be able to untap your Lotus Field and generate a stupid amount. You want to be able to untap and make a ton of mana with your Lotus Fields. And then we've got 3 Farewells to clean up everything. We've got 2 Shark Typhoons. Discontinuity as a 4 of because it's part of the combo. Dream Trawler is excellent too because it's just really hard to get off the battlefield once you've resolved it. And it ends the game very, very fast because if you're ending their turn and you attack for like 5 or 6 with your Dream Trawler, and then you end their turn, and you overrun them. When you turn the corner with this deck, you turn it very hard and very quickly. And then the last card, Finale of Revelation. So if you're not familiar with this card, I don't blame you. It is a sorcery, X blue, and you get to draw X cards if X is 10 or more. Instead, exile your graveyard into your library, draw X cards, untap up to 5 lands, and our lands are producing, multiple, much more than 1 mana. So 5 lands, and you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game, and then you exile Finale Revelation. This is the trump card. This is the card that ends the game almost immediately if you can make X more than 10. This card's excellent. I can't speak to how good this card is. It's invaluable in this deck. People have asked, not only Patrick, but I've already gotten questions on why this is in here instead of something like a Sphinx's Revelation. Sphinx's Revelation is great, don't get me wrong. I have a bunch of nostalgia for that card, but this card ends games almost immediately on the spot because you're shuffling back all of your money card, every card in this deck is high impact, right? So you get to shuffle all that back and untap up to 5 lands. It's incredible. Moving on to the sideboard, we have Lantern of the Lost. This is a card that obviously rest in peace is here as well, but Lantern of the Lost, the reason this is here instead of just, stacking up 3 rest in pieces, I spoke to Patrick. He told me, and I believe him because, he's the master with this deck. It's here because you don't need rest in peace all the time. You're not playing the long game like most Azorius control decks. You still can win the long game because your long game is very good. But typically against the Greasefang decks, when you start shutting their turns down and things like that, Lantern of the Lost is just fine. We've got 3 Aether Gusts here. Obviously, this is great against mono green, red-green boats, things of that nature. Narset's Reversal comes in the control mirrors, and of course, against Lotus Field combo. And then we've got Dovin's Veto as a 4-of coming in against the mirror match. Well, Azorius control. Thought Distortion, Azorius control. And then Dream Trawler, you can bring in quite a many matches, including red-black. Bring it in against the mirror. But yeah, that's the deck tech. I hope you do enjoy this. Like I said, make sure to like the video, comment down below what you thought about it, and of course, subscribe to Quiet Speculation. They do awesome things, and go read the companion article. All right, let's jump in. All righty, match number 1. They do not have a companion. Let us take a look at our hand. This is a bit slow. Not got a lot going on, to be honest, with this hand. I'm going to take a mulligan on this one. All right, this hand, little bit better, right? We've got double Doomskar. We've still got 3 lands, so I think I will keep this and pitch a Doomskar. All right, done. And let's see what our opponent leads on. All right, Indatha Triumph. I'm not quite sure what that means. This could be fires or something. Hallowed Fountain. All right, well, it appears we're hitting our land, so I'll lead with Hallowed Fountain and pass back. They play Overgrown Tomb, tapped, and they're going to pass back, apparently. All right, so it seems to be a much slower matchup. So we're going to play an island, and we're just going to foretell, behold, and pass. All right, they play Sun Petal Grove. Tapping 3 for Anafinza the Foremost. Okay. Got to brush up on what this does. It's been a while. Whenever it attacks, +1/+1, counter on target tapped creature you control. If a non-token creature an opponent owns would die, or a creature card not on the battlefield would be put into opponent's graveyard, exile that card instead. Okay. That's fine. All right, Memory Deluge. We will just play farmland. We haven't drawn any lands, which is a little bit awkward, but We've got this Behold the Multiverse. All right, let's see what our opponent's got. Forest. And are we just getting attacked for 4 here? It would appear that way. All right, take 4 to 16. And do they have a follow-up? Looks like they do. Yasharn. All right, well, this is a good time to cast our Behold the Multiverse. I got to brush up on what Yasharn does. Finale of Revelation and Hengegate Pathway. Well, we'll bottom that. And we'll bottom that, I think. All right. Let me read what Yasharn does. When Yasharn enters the battlefield, you may search for a forest. All right, da-da-da. Players can't play life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells. Okay. That's fine. All right, in step, untap draw. All right, we're just going to play land and pass. We've got Deluge. We're going to take quite a beating here, taking 8. But we do have a follow-up Doomskar. Hopefully they don't have any shenanigans. It's possible that I should have foretold earlier. Oh, sure, we take 9. It's quite a bit. Down to 7. Are they going to apply more pressure to the board, or are they just going to pass? Play Urborg. Gross. It's my least favorite card to play against some Magic Online because it makes us do this. It's all good. We will Deluge. There's a Thespian stage and a Discontinuity. I like Wandering Emperor. The fact that drawing cards is great. And Discontinuity is fine as well. I'll take both of those. All right. Oh, okay, no. That was weird. All right, so we'll play Mistgate, and then we will Doomskar. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, pass back. We're at 7. We've got Teferi next turn. Pretty decent. Let's clean up our hand a little bit. I don't usually do this in paper Magic, but whenever I'm playing on Moto, I always like to sort my hand. All right. Graveyard Trespasser. Okay. Pretty decent. So maybe we just want to Wandering Emperor on their turn. They're going to tag our Deluge, I'm sure. Yep. If we draw a land, we get to Farewell. Another Anafenza. Holy smokes. Okay. Let's draw a land. There we go. A plane. See? That's nice. We will do everything. Why not? Might as well. Oh my gosh. Just tapping, tapping, tapping. All right. Be gone. They've got 4 cards left in their hand. We've got Discontinuity for next turn if we really want. Let's see what we get. See what they got. Another Overgrown Tomb. Tapped. Just pass. You don't need to do anything. They're paying costs. Darn it. Shieldred. Ugh. Okay. Pretty good. Well, I think that means it's Teferi Tuck Shieldred time. Unless we draw something here. Yep. Yeah, I think our safest play is just Teferi Tuck. We could play Teferi Uptick and hope they attack us. They typically don't do that, though, whenever Azorius Control has 4 mana. So we'll just play Teferi. And if they have a removal spell, then they have a removal spell. It's very important to get Shieldred off the battlefield, though. Even if it means just trading for Teferi. At the very least, it'll be a 2-for-1, so. All right. Their turn. Don't have another one. Yasharn. Okay. That is much better for us. And they searched, so their Shieldred is no longer on top of their library. Strict Proctor. All right, we will draw a card. Lotus Field? Hallowed Fountain. All right, well, let us just play Strict Proctor. This is kind of just free because of Teferi. They probably have a removal spell. I'm assuming they have like a ton of just removal in their hand. All right. And we can just pass turn and discontinuity. Like wait till they either attack or we might not even need to do that, to be honest. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, we'll untap. All right. Bile Blight. Okay, I mean, that's fine. We knew they had some kind of removal. All right, pass back. They play Isolated Chapel. All right, they are going to attack. We can end the turn. One, two, three. All right, end the turn. How about a time walk? Awesome. You'll love to see it. Not really how we drew it up, but we'll take it. Farewell. All right, well, we've got Wandering Emperor. We could actually just cast a Deluge here for free. Well, not for free, but, you know, pretty free. For half price, basically. Shark Typhoon and Otawara seems sweet. We have not drawn a... We've not drawn a Lotus Field at all. All right, untap. Sure, those two. All right, pass back. They play Plains. Paying costs. Reckoner, Bankbuster. Okay. Bankbuster. So we can Farewell next turn. We can Farewell this next turn. Begin combat. They do. They attack. Yasharn in. We'll go ahead. Yeah, sure. We'll do that. We'll do it live. They're going to Bank Buster. Sure. Yep. We draw a card. And they scoop it up. All right. Game 1 goes to the good guys. Okay, so our deck is pretty well equipped to deal with this deck, I think. We'll probably just bring in a Trawler and trim a Strict Proctor. I like our game against this deck. They're just a creature deck. So we'll run this. Alrighty, let's see. Another hand that doesn't have anything. I mean, it doesn't have any Lotus. We haven't even drawn a Lotus yet. I'm going to keep this, though, because we got Behold on turn 3. We've got Farewells to clean some things up. I'll trust in this draw, not only the draw step, but the Behold. And they don't have a Thought Seize on turn 1, so much better for us. Great. All right, Memory Deluge is good, too. All right. We'll play a Hallowed Fountain and pass. So we got Hall next turn. We can foretell. It'll be fun. They play a Forest. Thought Seize. Okay, well, there it is. Unfortunately, that's what they must have drawn, I would imagine. Or maybe they waited. Who knows? See what they take, though. The Behold and Memory Deluge would be the top of my list. Probably the Behold, to be honest. Right? Take a Farewell. I mean, yeah, that's if they got kind of a slow hand. Or maybe they have a handful of just, disruption. That's perfectly fair. All right, we will foretell. And pass back. Make it real big so I don't forget. All right, pass back. Ooh, yep, and there it is. Yeah, Duress. So they're going to take the other Farewell, I would assume, since they took the first. Yeah, okay. All righty, well, slicing and dicing our hand up like they do. Lotus Field. Interesting. Interesting. Well, we can do this main phase. Strict Proctor. Teferi. I mean, I want both of those cards. So we can play Farmland now. Yeah, let me think about this. Let's play Hallowed Fountain. Don't pay the life. Next turn, we'll play Strict Proctor into Lotus Field, and we'll be having a good time. Bank Buster. Okay. And they're going to miss another land drop. That's okay by me. All right. We'll play Strict Proctor. Play our land. Trigger. And they scoop it up. They don't want anything to do with our Lotus Field. Awesome. Well, hey, you can't pick who you play against. And you can't pick when they concede. So match 1 goes to us. Match number 2. We've won the die roll. Let's see what kind of hand we get. Opponent in the tank about to keep. They reveal Jengatha. We cannot keep this hand. It just doesn't play Magic. This hand is slightly better. We'll keep it. We'll put back Discontinuity. All right, we'll lead on Farmland, and we'll pass. We really got to draw a land, though. We got to draw several lands. But if we draw at least one white source, we're kind of in the clear for a little bit. Ooh, Inspiring Vantage. That's kind of scary. Favored Hoplite. Interesting. So maybe some feather shenanigans. Another farewell. Oh, that's... I think we will foretell the Behold the Multiverse, and hopefully we can just naturally draw our land. But if we don't, this is a you know, backup. But if we naturally draw it here, we can just foretell the Doomskar. All right. Let's see what we've got. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains vigilance. Sure. And then it's got flashback, so. All right. Favorite Hoplight's a 3/4. And drop to 17 if they have no other effects. Sure enough, no other effects. Alrighty. Another Doomskar. Okay, well, we will foretell this in hopes of hitting another land. This one might be kind of brutal. Just based on our keep and everything. But if we draw a white source, we can Doomskar. Kind of reset them. I know usually these heroic decks are running a little light in the creature department. So maybe we'll catch them in a situation where they just have a bunch of pump spells and no actual creatures. That would be good. There's a Swift Spear. Okay. Makes sense. And Ancestral Anger. Let's read this one. Creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn and gains trample. X is 1 plus the number of cards named. Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Makes sense. So just +1/0. Of course, till for now. That's 6/7 coming across currently. Paying cost, Defiant Strike, and they get to draw a card. Pretty good turn. Yep. 7, 8, 9, 10. We go to 7. We really need to draw a land here. A white untapped land right here. Or we are just dead. Come on. That is not what we wanted. All right. Yeah, because they can flash back. Okay. All right, well, they win. Very quick, very quick. All right. This is one of our, probably our worst matchups, is just like really quick aggro decks. Do we even have anything? I guess Dream Trawler is good. Strict Proctor is good. Can probably cut the Jwari Disruption. All right, we'll just run it back. This deck's kind of easy to mulligan with. I guess, you know, you could make the argument bringing in Dovin's vetoes and stuff, but I think it's pretty rough either way. I really do. We got to get lucky. All right, let's see. Strict Proctor is good. It's a blocker. Got 2 lands. We can cycle with the Shark. I'm going to keep this. This brings a pretty good turn 3 play, potentially. Because we could just naturally draw Lotus Field. And that'd be pretty decent. As I said, though, I don't think this is... I know this is just not a very good matchup at all, so... Foundry tapped is good for us, though. They are on 7 lands. We will play out Strict Proctor. It's likely they know we're a control deck. We didn't reveal really which version. I guess if they're in the Super No, they would They would probably know that the Lotus Field version plays more Foretell cards than the traditional Azorius control. So maybe they keep in a bit of removal for our Strict Proctors, but we'll see. Okay, Illuminator Virtuoso. This has got double strike, and whenever it becomes a target of a spell, it convenes. So pretty good. All right, come on, Lotus Field. Not quite, huh? All right, well, I think at this point, judging on our hand, we just play it as a white source that way. We will have Strict Proctor as a back blocker. But this turn we actually have, we could have probably attacked actually. Probably could have attacked. Because we can block with the Shark Typhoon. Alright. Yeah, this is quite a rough matchup. Obviously something like a Doomskar would be good here. We will cycle. X equals 1. There's Lotus Field. Okay, cool. Just chump. Just chump with the shark. Our turn. Ooh, Discontinuity. That's pretty cool. Put that on the stack. We will not pay the 2. No, thank you. All right, well, Strict Proctor's kind of done its job, huh? And now we've got 6 mana. This does have... They can't give it Vigilance, so that's something to keep in mind. That's a sorcery, though. All right, well. +1/+0 until end of turn. So we get to Farewell, which will be pretty nice. I hope they play another creature. They've got 4 in hand. They get to draw a card here. Defiant Strike, pretty decent, to be honest. Reckless Rage. Ugh, okay. That's pretty good. So we do not get to block, thanks to Reckless Rage. We're going to take 10. All right. Untap. There's a Teferi. Let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, we can't do it. I think Farewell. Just do it for everything. Why not? We could play Teferi, untap, and have Wandering Emperor. Problem with that, they still had Homestead Courage. So they could have given it Vigilance, and we wouldn't have been able to do that. But next turn we can play Teferi, and then untap our Lotus and our Pathway, and have Wandering Emperor at the ready. So hopefully they don't just go nuts with a hasty creature here. Well, that is a hasty creature. Target creature gets +4/0 and trample. Holy smokes. 7. That is a ton. All right, well, ain't that something? We're at 3. They got 3 cards in hand, too. All right, well, there's Teferi. We could tuck this? Nah, let's draw. That doesn't make sense because we can untap this and this. Let's play that now. Now, will it let me cast this Wandering Emperor? That's the question. I think I got to hold control. Untap. White. Wandering Emperor. Doing this while they're tapped out. Gain 2. Go to 5. All right. Again, I'll say it like I said it last turn. As long as they don't have a hasty creature, we should be good. I don't want to jinx it, but we go to 5. We've got Teferi in play. We've got Wandering Emperor in play. We can Discontinuity. Oh my gosh, another 10th District Legionnaire. That might be enough. That might be enough. No. Just attack Wandering Emperor. Better yet, attack Teferi. Boros Charm deals. Yeah, that's going to do it. That'll take us to 1, and they attack for 2. Make sure they. Let's see. Let's make them do it. All right, they did it. All right. Yeah, we got kind of smushed that game. All righty. Match number 3. We're on the play. Let's have a good hand. Oh my gosh, what is with all these hands of only having 2 lands? I'm going to mulligan. Literally no lands. Wow. All right, to 5. All right, this is a keeper. It's a pretty decent 5, too. Let's go Deluge. We will play that and pass. All right, no Thoughtseize, please. No Thoughtseize, opponent. Dang it. Okay, I thought they were shocking. All right, Jwari Disruption is interesting. We could potentially tag something here. We'll risk it for the biscuit. Why not? Because remember, you want to play your Strict Proctor on turn 3. That way they have no way to kill it because you cannot respond to the playing of land. Rafine's Informant. Yes, I would like to counter that. Absolutely. So, Greasefang, it would appear. All right, another Strict Proctor. Okay. And they are tapped out. All righty. No. Okay. All right, so we got 5 mana next turn. Pretty decent. They play Overgrown Tomb. Satyr Wayfinder, yes. This. You want to pay the 2? Nice. Duress, sure. So they're going to take our farewell. That's pretty good, actually. Might be a little salty, though, that their Satyr Wayfinder didn't do anything. And we can actually attack. Oh, never mind. Well, not never mind, but this is good. This is a perfect draw. Teferi. He's my hero and yours. All right. We will not attack because we get to protect Teferi. We'll untap Lotus Field and a Hallowed Fountain pass. Alrighty. Hopefully we get to untap with Teferi. That would be optimal. Just a note, though, that Strict Proctor does not stop Greasefang because it's a triggered ability when you enter combat, when they enter combat. So just a sidebar on that. It does not just hose Greasefang. All right, well, there is Greasefang. There is Greasefang. I'm assuming we're just passing. Okay. Let's have a good draw here. Behold the Multiverse. Okay. I am tempted to just tuck the Greasefang if... Yeah. Hang on, let's Behold first. Just cast it. Do it live. Cast it main phase. All right, Discontinuity. Does that change anything? Bottom, top. All right, Castle Vantress. So now we can uptick in their turn in their upkeep. Or we can just let them attack. Yeah, let's just draw a card. Another Lotus Field. Well, we should have waited to play our land, I guess. But that's okay. All right. All right. I think we're supposed to wait till they have some action. Whether they attack or whether they cast a spell, we just end the turn. Yeah, we'll just end the turn here. All right, end the turn. Do they have any responses? They do not. We drew a Hall of Storm Giants. All right. Well, now I think it is time to tuck Greasefang. We will play out a Lotus Field. Put that on the stack. Oh, no. No, no. Play out another Strict Proctor. And just pass turn. I guess we tapped that wrong. Whatever. All right, we can probably turn the stop off for now. Can't stay away on the Rafine's Informant. They still can't pay for the now 4 mana it's going to cost them to trigger their ETB abilities. No attack. Pass back. Okay. Finale of Revelation. Discontinuity. Can we finale for 10? Let's see. 3, 6. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we cannot. And it is a sorcery. So we'll wait. We can just attack, I think. All right, we will untap here. And we get to Discontinuity then. As soon as they want to play something. And they scoop it up. We win game number 1 against Greasefang. All right, so in against Greasefang, we want Lanterns. We want Rest in Peace, and we want Thought Distortion. Out, we can take out the Doomskars and all of the Wandering Emperors. That equals 60. And let's run it back. Hopefully we can get the quick 2-0 over them. I don't want to jinx it, but... Righty. Well, this hand is something, isn't it? We don't have a Strict Proctor, but we do have a Lotus Field and a couple lands. Not to mention one of our sideboard cards. We'll try it. Hopefully we don't get Thought Seized. They have like 10 or sometimes even 11 Thought Seize effects post-board against us typically, so... Play that one and pass back. I think if we don't draw another land, we're supposed to play Irrigated Farmland next turn. There's a Grizzly Salvage, revealing Seeka's Chariot, Assassin's Trophy, Stitcher Supplier, Courtyard, and Temple Garden. Okay, so they did find a vehicle. Not the best vehicle, but a vehicle nonetheless. Another Farewell. Okay. All right, well, we've got one more turn to either draw a Discontinuity or Strict Proctor. Strict Proctor, honestly, better in this matchup because it stops a lot of what their ETBs do. We saw it last game. Raffine's Informant and Wayfinder. Stitcher's Supplier, okay. That is definitely not their best turn 3 play. They reveal Greasefang. How many of these? 3. So Greasefang, Stitcher Supplier, and Satyr Wayfinder. They play a third land and pass back. All right, come on. No. All right, well. I think we just play Lotus Field and pass. And that's why we played out Farmland instead of Pathway there, because then at least next turn we can play the Pathway and Deluge. But they've got a window here to make something happen. They've got a window. So you're telling me there's a chance. If we draw... Thespian stage will be pretty decent. Thespian stage will be decent. We'll be able to copy and then play Farewell the following turn. Doomskar would be good as well, ironically enough. Eldritch Evolution. Okay, so they're going to go grab Greasefang here. Yep, and they're gonna get Seeker's Chariot. All right. And again, Strict Proctor would have been amazing against Azika's Chariot. The next turn, they can just cast Azika's Chariot from hand. Hengegate. Okay. All right. Well, we'll just pass, I think. Got 5 mana next turn. So Doomskar. Ooh, yeah. So they had another Azika's Chariot. I didn't even see that. That's not great. All right. Well, we're going to take a ton here. 10. Copy. And we're on 1 turn clock. Azika's Chariot will return. Yep. Let's go. Oh, no, we need blue. All right. Come on, Doomskar. Lantern of the Lost. That doesn't do it. Neither does any of these cards, to be honest. Guess we get to draw a card with this if we exile it. So we can... Yeah, it doesn't do it. Discontinuity's too slow. Yeah, well, we'll just take those two. And hope to naturally draw a Doomskar. That is not a Doomskar. So are we just dead? I believe we are. Yeah. All right. GG's. Game 3. We'll stick to the plan. We'll be on the play. We're going to keep a Strict Proctor hand. It's going to be sweet. All right. Let's run it back. All righty. Match 3, Game 3. We are on the play against... Well, I can't keep this. We do have Strict Proctors, but unfortunately we only have 1 land. Playing against Greasefang. Yeah, I can't keep this. We got a mulligan. This hand is much better. Yeah, this hand is excellent, actually. We can go Farmland, Vantress, Lotus Field. Keep. Yeah, I mean, these 2 cards are basically the same, so... I guess having Irrigated Farmland in our deck is better than having... I guess that's not technically true. We might need a land drop at some point down the road. Alrighty, so we'll play Farmland and pass. And we've got a turn 3 Lotus Field, assuming we don't get our Strict Proctor Thought seized. Hopefully their hand disruption on turn 1 will just be a duress, if anything. Right? Doesn't look like they have anything. Alright, cool. Ooh, Jwari Disruption is pretty cool, too. We are going to just pass here. I know that we could play out Strict Proctor this turn and, just stifle their ETBs, but I think it's more important to make sure it just doesn't die. And since they didn't Thought Seize us, we're just going to try and Jwari Disruption whatever they play here. Even if we didn't draw. I mean, well, they don't have anything, so... Ooh, Thespian Stage is a good one, too. All right. There's a Strict Proctor. Grizzly Salvage, sure. 5 cards in there. Ooh, there's Parhelion. That's pretty scary. We will not pay. All right. Hopefully they don't have a Greasefang in their hand. One time for the one time. Uh-oh. Bada bing, bada boom, and there is Greasefang. Holy smokes. Trigger, get your Parhelion. And we are going to take a massive amount of damage here. Do we block with Strict Proctor? That is a good question. We save 5 damage. We only take 8, and then we get to farewell them. I actually like that. All right, Parhelion goes back to the hand. Graveyards are creatures. We'll just do everything, though. All right. And pass turn. We had a very good hand. Theirs was very good as well, though. Unfortunately. Rafine's Informant. Okay. So they can pitch their Parhelion here. Dang. Pretty decent. Do they just have the natural Greasefang again? That would be pretty good. Shark Typhoon. That's decent. Oh, I guess we do need blue to cast this. Oh, no, we had it. Play Teferi. We'll draw a card. Hallowed Fountain. Play a Mistgate. We will untap. All right, pass turn. We've got a, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/4 Shark. Ooh, they don't have it. They don't have a Greasefang. That's pretty sweet. We will cycle this while after making our Lotus Field. X1. Protect Teferi. Do they have a Fatal Push? Strict Proctor. That's a good draw. It's a blocker. We need like a Discontinuity. Something big here. Main phase 2. What you got, opponent? They've got 7 cards in their hand. That is terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. Tapping mana. Assassin's Trophy. Okay. Yeah, we would like to go get something. So we'll get an island. Sure. All right. Well. Doomskar. That was not what we needed. Well, I guess we'll just play out Strict Proctor as a blocker. And pass turn. We want to be able to castle. Fatal Push. No, it didn't. I was trying to castle here, but it thought I was trying to pay for mana. That's brutal, dude. All right, well, we'll just foretell then. Oh, that's absolutely brutal. Because we could have countered and castled. I guess we can set a stop in our upkeep. If they just have... Okay, Grizzly Salvage. Stitcher Supplier, Mana Confluence, Thoughtseize, and Concealed Courtyard. They've already got a Part Healing in their bin. Like... All right. We're just supposed to block. All right. And there's a Stitcher Supplier, sure. Can't stay away. And the Grease Fang. Holy smokes. Well, all right. Can we actually... 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got 6. No, that doesn't do it, right? Yeah, it does. And then we can draw Farewell. I think that's the play. Come on, Farewell. Dream Trawler. Dream Trawler's interesting. Does that do it, though? It's got lifelink. And it can block... I think we... I mean, I would rather have Dream Trawler than a random card. Oh, I'm forgetting about the blockers. We're just dead here. Not necessarily. I guess if they don't draw a land, they can't. They can't stay away. Hopefully they brick on the land. Aha! Blooming Marsh tapped. Okay, so next turn they have it, though. Oh, they just had a can't stay away in their hand? Sure, of course. So next turn... Oh, no, they have it now. Yeah. Sheesh. Yep. Good draw. Yep. So are we dead, though? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We gain 3. Let's see. Oh, they didn't attack with this. So 3. So if we block 5, we take 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we just have to. No, I guess that's not true because we're gaining 3, right? So, and this is first strike, so we won't gain the life. So 5. I don't know. Whatever. We'll try to block. If we die, we die. Of course they have the Assassin's Trophy too. Never mattered. Sure. Yep. GG's opponent. Wow, they had everything. Alrighty, everybody. That is Lotus Control as opposed to Lotus Combo, which I played last week in last week's video. You can check that out. It'll be right up there. and in the description. But make sure you head on over to quietspeculation.com. Check out the companion article that I wrote for this. Thank you all so much for watching. I think we got really unlucky in that third game against Greasefang. They just had everything. They can't stay away in their hand, and then the Assassin's Trophy to finish us off. But yeah, that's the deck. I do really like it. It has been dominating the RC and RCQ circuit ever since Patrick Wu he got second place, like I said, at the RCQ in Toronto. So shout out to him. And if you want to check out my episode of the Control Freak podcast, where he came on and explained basically everything about the deck in a much better and much more eloquent way than I did here today, you can go check that out on all the podcast apps or on my own personal YouTube page at LessAlex. But yeah, go check that out. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Check out quietspeculation.com, #1 source for MTG finance and strategy on the internet. I'm LessAlex. If you want to chop it up with me elsewhere, follow me on not only here on YouTube, but on Twitter. And yeah, thank you all so much. Keep spreading that Azorius propaganda, and I will catch you all in the next one. Adios, everybody.